we are creating and developing a lot of play ideas, activities, things that you can do with your family. There is play ideas and games, and there is also expert advice. So we continue to work with our network of experts, and they are covering topics from like how to build my child's financial literacy through play to how to get them excited about science and technology and mathematics, for instance, again, using the play-based approach.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Anna Yudina, Senior Director of Marketing Initiatives at the Genius of Play. Anna, how are you today?
Doing very well. Thank you, Andrew. Happy to be here.
Oh, our pleasure to have you. Appreciate you spending some time with us on Business Ninjas. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Genius of Play.
Sure. So I am Senior Director of Marketing Initiatives at the Toy Association. And I joined the Toy Association in 2015, specifically to help them launch and build the Genius of Play initiative. And what is the Genius of Play? Well, it's all about promoting the benefits of play, educating parents and caregivers, and also providing free resources, play ideas, activities. So anything that families can use to incorporate play into every day.
Excellent. And when was that? When did you launch the Genius of Play?
That was in 2015. So we've been around for a little bit over 8 years.
And again, what do you do? Tell us a little more about what sort of services you provide.
Yeah, so we started by doing a lot of research and speaking with a lot of experts in child development and education. And there is this amazing research that exists about the benefits of play and what kids learn, how it's critical to their child development. So our first initiative was to just educate parents and caregivers about all the benefits, all the facts, tell the story of play. And then as we started getting response, parents were asking, okay, well, I get it, play is good, kids need to play, but I'm busy and I don't know where to start. So what exactly should I choose? So the Genius of Play evolved into a resource, and we are creating and developing a lot of play ideas, activities, things that you can do with your family. So if you go to our website, thegeniusofplay.org, you'll see there is play ideas and games, and there is also expert advice. So we continue to work with our network of experts, and they are covering topics from like how to build my child's financial literacy through play to how to get them excited about science and technology and mathematics, for instance, again, using the play-based approach.
Excellent. And let's talk a little specifically about some of the benefits of play. I mean, I assume they're fairly obvious, but we're in an era where people are parking their kids in front of an iPad and in front of a video game as opposed to interacting with other children. Tell us about the benefits of old school play.
Absolutely. So from all the research that we did, 6 key benefits of play emerged, and some of them are more obvious than others. So let me tell you what they are. They are physical, cognitive, social, emotional, creativity, and communication. So some of them are obvious, like physical, for instance. Well, play gets kids up and moving, and they build their fine motor, gross motor when they pick up a block, when they throw a ball, when they ride a bike, when they run around. It's all the balance, coordination, strength, and big and little muscles. So all of that is happening, obviously. But there is so much more than that. The cognitive benefits of play are tremendous. So even in education, play-based approach to learning is definitely getting traction. A lot of educators are interested in incorporating play into traditional instructions because that's what gets kids motivated. That is what gets them excited. And particularly in complex, abstract subjects like STEAM, for instance, which stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, sometimes kids have, a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of, well, how is it relevant to my life, right? Like all those numbers, all that subtraction, multiplication, how am I ever going to use that? And what play is really wonderful at is relating those concepts to everyday things that kids experience, like cooking, like running, like things that they do naturally. And that is really the power of play. It's hands-on, it's child-led, it's fun in itself. So kids do it, and if they're learning in the process, a lot of times, or most of the time, they don't even know that they're learning.
I love the idea of beginning the process of exposing them to financial literacy through play. I mean, that's an important skill set that I think a generation or two was without in the last 20 years. It's important. Let's talk about play as it continues through life. Is there a benefit for adults in this equation as well?
Yes, absolutely. And it's no wonder that in the toy industry, we see a trend and we call it kidult. So basically, yeah, it's a fun word. So it's basically a happy marriage between a kid and an adult. And it's all about teens and young adults and middle-aged, older adults, pretty much anybody buying toys for themselves and others in their family and friend circle. So it definitely exploded during the pandemic when we saw the kidult trend even before the pandemic, but it definitely accelerated because people had quite a bit of time on their hand. Life slowed down a little bit, and they were turning to play as a stress reduction, as an escape mechanism to take their mind away from those from everything that we were going through, quite honestly. And that is exactly why play is beneficial. It's definitely, there's a strong correlation between playing as an adult and stress relief. It's an outlet. It allows you to focus on something that gives you joy, that you like doing. So there was a study that basically established a correlation between being a playful adult and having a greater life satisfaction. So basically, if you continue to play as an adult, you have less stress, you feel happier. And the last point I want to make, it's creativity. So creativity is one of the benefits of play, and it's important for kids to develop this creative approach to problem solving. But guess what? Even adults can benefit if they continue to play into their adult years. They can benefit from thinking outside the box, being flexible, looking at problems from an unusual angle. So all those skills that are required for creativity. So there are actually some companies that incorporate play in the workplace to foster, to nurture that creativity. And we also did a study with the genius of play, and we asked the adults themselves, well, about this connection between play and creativity, and 79% said that taking time out to play allows them to solve problems at work in a more creative way.
I could see that. Well, next time my teenager looks at me as being very strange, I'll tell her that it's an official term, that I'm a kidult and that it's okay. So I appreciate you bestowing that term upon me. Let's switch gears a little. You are the Senior Director of Marketing Initiatives. This is, at the end of the day, a business that needs to turn a profit. Let's talk about the business side of the Toy Association and the genius of play. Who are your customers? What sort of, in effect, verticals do you service other than moms and dads across the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, let me underscore that the Genius of Play initiative is completely 100% non-profit. So we're not selling anything. All of our materials are free. Our website, thegeniusofplay.org, does not require any subscription. So anybody can access thegeniusofplay.org at any time to get all of our play ideas, expert advice, everything that we have there. So we are a part of the Toy Association, and let me give you, so we talked about the genius of play, our, audiences, moms and dads and caregivers and educators with the Toy Association. So the Toy Association is a trade association for the toy industry, and we are the leader of the people of toys and play. So our members are not just manufacturers of toys, but it's also toy retailers, licensors, designers, the toy inventor community. So it's all those people who are involved in making and promoting youth entertainment and products that are related to that. So as the Toy Association, our goal is to help our members and the entire toy industry grow and thrive. So this isn't everything that we do, and we provide a wide range of services, events. So we just had our toy fair in New York, for instance, this past weekend, which was fantastic. It was the first toy fair since COVID, and everybody was just so happy to be back. We do a lot of research. So I spoke with you about the kid up trend. We have other trends that we're tracking. So everything that's happening, what are the hot toys? Where is the industry going? We're doing all of that. And we, of course, share all this research with our members so that they are aware of what's happening and what it is that their product development teams should be thinking about. And just a lot of different services. We have STEAM accreditation. So we actually evaluate toys against a set of strict criteria to determine their educational value, specifically for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So this is great for companies as well as for the consumers. So this holiday season, I know everybody will be looking for toys. I know I will. And sometimes you're overwhelmed. There's so many choices. And especially when it comes to educational toys, it's like, what are the good ones, right? What are the toys that are actually going to help my kid or, the kid that I'm shopping for learn? So that's why the Toy Association launched the STEAM accreditation program. We work with a third party called the Good Play Guide, and they have decades of experience in the toy evaluation space. So it's actually kids who play with the toys, but they're also trained child development professionals who are observing how kids play, and they're making notes, and they are noting whether the toy meets all the different criteria as far as the educational learning goals. Is it age appropriate? And also things like, is it engaging? Is it fun? Is it easy enough for a kid to figure out without, parents jumping in or, a teacher helping out, things like that. So all of those toys are actually, parents can find them at thegeniusofplay.org/STEAM. So if you're looking for toys this holiday season, that's definitely a great place to start. Makes things a little bit easier.
You mentioned COVID. A lot of companies had a tremendous challenge thriving or even staying alive through COVID. I would hope that the Toy Association and the Genius of Play actually thrived during COVID because parents were home more, kids were home. There was a need for kids to be occupied and entertained. Tell me about the last couple of years at the Toy Association and the Genius of Play.
Well, you're definitely right about the Genius of Play, and there was tremendous demand for our resources during COVID. So at one point, I think it was in March and April of 2020, we launched our at-home learning resources guide on our website, and our traffic surged like 150% because everybody was looking for at-home learning resources. So we came up organically. We did very little paid promotion around it, so it was all content driven and just leveraging the opportunity that we had and also responding to the demand that parents had. So during COVID, we were extremely busy. We were churning out new resources all the time, new content. There was huge demand for that, and it kind of helped solidify, I think, the role of the Genius of Play. Like I said, before COVID, we did a lot of just education and disseminating the research and facts, and starting with COVID and every year, ever since, we have really been leaning into creating high quality content, high quality resources that parents and educators can use.
Well, hey, you provided an invaluable service because not every school district in the country thrived at remote education. I was not particularly impressed with the district and county where we were in effect, if your child wasn't a self-starter and a person who wanted to learn, there really wasn't a lot coming out at them, certainly a lot less than in a normal classroom situation. So I would imagine that the Genius of Play was invaluable for those couple of years. So thank you for providing that service. You mentioned the magic word, content. I would think it is everything at the Genius of Play. Tell me what role it has played in the growth of Genius of Play.
Content is central to everything that we do because, like I said, this is how we provide value for our audience of parents and educators. And yeah, it has had tremendous role in our growth. So over 80% of traffic to the geniusofplay.org comes from organic searches. So it's not paid, it's just our rankings on Google. So we definitely did not get there in one day or 1 week and not even 1 month, but having a solid content strategy, knowing what are those things that people are looking for, what are parents searching for, what are the words that they're typing in the Google bar, and then working with our experts to create high quality content that answers those questions, addresses parental concerns, makes it easier for them to leverage the Genius of Play. That has had a tremendous role in our growth. And I also wanted to mention social media content. So it's not just the website, it's definitely, it hasn't been one thing. I think content cuts across so many different channels, pretty much all of them. So social media originally was how people discovered the Genius of Play. So we started on Facebook, then we very quickly launched Instagram. We have very engaged communities on both platforms, also YouTube. So early in the days of the Genius of Play, we created a series of animated videos about the benefits of play, which were just so creative and so different, I think, from all the other content that was out there. They were fun. It was kind of like edutainment, right? You watched it, it was fun. The characters were like little kids playing, but at the same time, there was an educational component because we wanted to basically tell the story of play and what kids are learning, what are the benefits. So that series was extremely successful, and it was a series, and some of them had like over 1 million YouTube views. So that's like, what is a better, testimony to the power of content? We've always been leading with content, and even for television, we created public service announcement campaigns, which are a little bit different from ads because they don't really try to sell you anything, So while it's a different type of content, it's more inspirational, right? So like one of our campaigns is called Worldwide Headquarters of Play, and it's all about play being critical to your physical and emotional well-being at any age. So that campaign really leveraged sort of like the intergenerational nature of play, and and all the beautiful moments, the bonds, the memories that play helps create. Parents playing with kids, grandparents playing with their grandkids, families playing together. So kind of like leveraging that emotional appeal, the emotional currency of play, and creating content around that. That has also been great for creating awareness. And those PSAs, they generated tens of millions of donated media because we're a nonprofit, so we can actually get donated media, which is great. But we also actually had people contact us through the website and through our like info@thegeniusofplay.org email and tell us how much they loved our public service announcement and how much it resonated with with their feelings.
It must be very gratifying at the end of the day to do something that's that important and that rewarding, and to hear about it that quickly. And that's excellent. I love your approach, and your energy is infectious, which is important in the land of educating children. All right, look down the road a year. What are some things you'd like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
Oh, so the Genius of Play is going to be 10 years old.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations.
just about a year and a little bit from now, I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's a decade, right? So it's a little bit of time. So, and for a new brand, it's for a new initiative, it's a great milestone. So definitely looking forward to celebrating that with my team, with all my wonderful colleagues at the Toy Association, and also with all the friends that we have and supporters that we have had over the years. I already mentioned our network of experts. We also have play ambassadors, which is very grassroots. So those are just individuals. A lot of them work in the toy industry, not all. Some of them are educators and they work in all kinds of fields, but what unites them is they're passionate about play, and they want to make sure that kids continue to play and parents continue to understand and appreciate the benefits of play. So those people have been also tremendously helpful in helping grow the genius of play, and not necessarily creating content, but sharing content that we create with their networks. It just makes, everything so much more powerful. So look forward to celebrating it with everybody.
Hey, very soon, the genius of play itself will be a kidult.
Yeah, we're entering the tween era. Yes.
I hope they keep talking to you, right? Anna Yudina, please tell us, what is your URL? Where can people find the genius of play? And you've already mentioned some of the social networks you're using. Please mention them all.
Yeah, absolutely. So the website is thegeniusofplay.org, and we are on Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is @geniusofplay. We also have a YouTube channel, which I mentioned, so you can just search for The Genius of Play on YouTube. And we also have a podcast series. So it's called Once Upon a Playtime. And what's great about it is created for parents to listen together with their kids. So it's very, very family friendly. We have fantastic guests like Alicia Silverstone and Nathan Sawaya and Simon Sinek. And definitely you can check it out. And it's just great time with the kids.
Anna Yudina of The Genius of Play, thank you so much for everything you do and for spending some time with us on Business Ninjas. Continued success to you and yours and to The Genius of Play.
Thank you, Andrew. It's been a pleasure.